people to do so. Okay, on to Cardano. I'm back in the saddle, ready to fuck some shit up. We're doing well. May is a big month for us. We passed a huge amount of internal testing, and the integration of Plutus is going very well with the node. And what I'm going to be doing is throughout the week talking to Nigel, Jer, Roman, and other people who are directly involved in delivery. And we'll do some sort of mid-month update about where exactly we're at, where we imagine the Pioneer testnet to hit, where we imagine more public testnet to hit, and how we're going to onboard all these people. As many of you know, we have 1,500 people who are right now training in a 10-week course with Plutus Pioneers, and they're getting really ready to start deploying code on the Pioneer testnet. And we're going to see tons of applications and edge cases and use cases. We also brought on some very specialized, very expensive people to mostly just work with performance tuning, because right now everything is built for correctness. Then you do performance tuning later. Premature optimization is one of the greatest evils of engineering. So we're at that stage where optimization is prudent in anticipation of the large group of people coming on. We were going to do the Plutus update and give some dates, but we decided to not do that in the Africa special because it's just been too crowded. There's a lot to discuss. And at the end of the month, we have the regular Cardano 360 episode. But it would be nice to give a mid-month update as we get past the next sprint and give you guys where we're at. At the end of this month, we'll also do a presentation on Mithril and a presentation on the new Hydra paper, as well as a presentation on where we're at with the Hydra prototype. So we have a whole skunkworks that's just sitting down thinking about Hydra, writing code for Hydra, and that team's been scaling up over time. And my goal is to get something really cool on the testnet before the end of the year. And so you guys will be able to see real time where that's at. Now, Mithril, for those of you who don't know, is our light client protocol. And magic of Mithril is that it's kind of a roll-up of all the techniques, tools, and good thoughts about how to build light clients with full node security. It's a very high priority for me when we look at the re-architecture of Daedalus to have Daedalus in the browser, in the mobile, and on the desktop, and have it start as a light client and upgrade into a full node where that makes sense. That means your user experience will be significantly better. But we wanted to do it the right way, and there's many different ways to do a light client. And you could maybe have a federated data feed from the stake pool operators, or you could have a central server, and that's what Yoroi does. Or you can evolve crypto a little bit and use much more sophisticated cryptographic primitives. And if you do it in just the right way, you have a trustless experience with relatively full node security, similar to what Mina and these other people are chasing. So we chose the third option for the Mithril inquiry, and we've been moving down that road for quite some time. There's about 3 years of thought that's gone into this. And now we've gotten to a point where we think we have something really cool, and we'll be submitting to CCS, I believe. And we'll see what happens with that. But there's a litany of new research that's coming down the pipe for summer. I also signed off, as many of you are aware, a $1.5 million budget enhancement for Ouroboros Omega, so we can scale up the Omega team and scale up the prototyping. We're right now leading in the proof of stake world. I think we're the most evolved of all of the proof of stake protocols, but you don't rest on your laurels. When you have a lead, you smash the anvil and you strike when the fire's hot. So we're going to try to accelerate that lead and roll up all of the things from fast finality to self-healing to ability to recover from 51% attacks to decouple clock, so you don't have to rely on an external clock mechanism, and a collection of other things like multi-validation of blocks and so forth. And all that'll be rolled together into one universal protocol, which will be kind of the capstone of the entire Ouroboros research agenda. That'll be deployed after we deploy Genesis, and Genesis is after Goguen. But it'll happen not too far from that, and it's a high priority for me because I think it's like Lebowski with the rug. It ties the room together. I think that's really a key competitive differentiator. So Plutus is cooking away. The teams are working well. We're where we need to be, not for lack of exhaustion. The engineers are working extremely hard because there's so many moving pieces and there's so much code. That's why we're number one for GitHub commits. But they are definitely getting there. And the other thing is because we have so many integration partners all around, it's forcing us to become more polyglots. So we're working to make sure that our stuff works with JavaScript and our stuff works in the browser and our stuff works with conventional stuff. So there's tons of that third-party integration work that's happening under the hood, and that's quite exciting. We will be scaling up our research commitments as well. It looks like we'll be investing about $9 million to create 2 very specialized labs. One I'm going to put in University of Edinburgh. The other one we haven't announced yet. We'll be splitting funding between them. And basically, it's going to be blue ocean research. And there's a really cool steering committee and so forth. But we'll make a bigger announcement at a later date about the specifics and how we plan on allocating that. And that's just one dimension of the larger research budget. That's just open research. And then there's going to be other things for domain-specific research, some that I'm passionate about, some Aggelos is passionate about, some that the community is quite passionate about. Catalyst keeps chipping away, and ecosystem is very strong.